Hello everyone and welcome to the Common Corner. That's a sentence I haven't said in a while. I am very happy to say that I am almost finished with my fourth year of medical school final exams. I have one more to go, which is tomorrow. Today I have a break from exams. I do have a bit of studying to do, but I just could not hold off any longer without doing some work on my second half of the year Hobonichi Cousin Avec. So, as per tradition, I think I've now done the Changing Book series twice. So 1 year ago, I did a 3-part series of changing my book from the first half of the year to the second half of the year in the Hobonichi Cousin Avec. And then I also did Changing Book series, I think it was 3 parts once again, kind of in December of 2024. And now it's time again. This time it won't be a 3-part series just because of how challenging this exam season has been, and I haven't had the capacity to film, unfortunately. I've tried a few times, but my brain's been extremely fried. I have done a little bit of prep here, so I will talk you through my ideas. If the candle does give out, that's okay, because I feel like it would be a little bit of a fire hazard with all the paper things going on. Actually, I think I would like to have my current Hobonichi Cousin Avec here with me, as well as the one before that, so we can kind of see what the trend has been in setting them up. I do love making collections. I call a lot of my sticker books a common collection of stickers, and yes, this is my new sticker book, and I just read that it says a common collection of sticker collections, because this sticker book works a little bit differently than my previous sticker book or my other one. And with my photography, those of you who haven't been here maybe before, welcome. But something that I've mentioned a few times before on my channel is that I've been doing photography for over 10 years now. And the way I work is that I make collections of photographs. It very rarely I present one individual photograph. They often do exist in collections. So equally, my notebooks exist in collections. I think for as long as I am in the Cousin Avec, the books will kind of exist as a unit. So just a small moment. Here we have my current Hobonichi Cousin Avec. You can see how nicely it's bulking up. It is always wild to put these side to side because of the bulk that happens, the fluffiness that takes place as it goes on. All right, all of my cousins, with the exception of one, with the exception of my very first Cousin Avec, have a bit of a theme, with a painting by Yoshitomo Nara being exhibited on the front page here. I think I have my Cousin Avec from the second half of 2024 here as well, and as you can see, this one also has a painting by Yoshitomo Nara on it. The ones from 2024 were these kind of individual cutout stickers, and both of the covers had this rectangle drawn around it. For this here, I've chosen to go with a bit more of a different theme, if that makes sense. So basically, my overarching idea is that all of the Cousin Avecs have this collective theme, but then the 2 books per year have some of their own similarities as well, if that makes sense. So for this year, what I've planned on doing is that I have a cover. I like to cover the front cover so that you can't see the original color, and then there is a kind of a vertical separation, which then I lay the sticker of the painting by Yoshitomo Nara on top of, and then I have a text that says Hobonichi Show, if I remember correctly, because I don't read Japanese, but I really love the look of the letters or the characters. And then I have the months as well as the year. So this is something I didn't have previously. And I've also chosen to write the comment book on this year's Avec. So that's the main idea, and that's what we'll be working on today. So let's get started with that. One other thing is that you might have noticed that there's these silver circles here, and these are also present on the back of the book. So I do want to bring in something silvery on the cover of this one as well. And I have these silver foil star stickers that I got from just WH Smith, which is a kind of a office store here in the UK. They sell these in bulk, and they come in silver and gold. And I've already bought these, the set, 3 times, I think, because I tend to use them quite often. I do feel like these foil star stickers are quite a classic in the journaling community, which I find quite sweet. So my idea would be using this. This was originally a paper bag that my mother gave me. Okay, English language. I'll let it come back to me little by little. So when my mom and dad were visiting me in London, my mom went to do some shopping in Aesop. She loves the store, and she got a hand soap for myself and my partner from Aesop, and it came in this beautiful, beautiful paper bag. I'm not sure if I do have it actually. I cut out the front of the paper bag to put in my commonplace book, which I'll show you briefly. It looked like that, and it's very beautiful. Yeah, and I cut that out, but I still had the back of the paper bag, and I thought that it would work really nicely with the tone of the sticker that I've chosen to go for this year. And this is just on some sticker paper, and I accidentally peeled it off a little bit too harshly, so it's sticking up a little bit. All right, so this is what we've chosen to go for this year. I do apologize for the dish sounds at the back. We have quite a small flat, and my partner's just washing up a cup. And then I have this kind of papery, fabricy texture. I'm not sure where I got this from. I have a feeling that a friend of mine wrapped a gift in it or something, and I then saved it. And I'm planning on putting this on top and then wrapping it around so that it goes on top of this. I'm not sure what it's called, like the backing that is, it goes around the entire thing. That kind of, I think it has the glue that then holds the pages together. So yeah, so basically I feel like this cover has a bit of a sentimental value with reminding me of my parents visiting. And then I have this that was from a gift from my friend, but I can't remember when, but still. And then of course I have my Yoshito Monaro sticker, which I got from a sticker book that I got from Tate Modern. Yeah, so this is some of the things that I've curated here to be used for today. I also trialed a stamp of Oji-san, which is a mascot by Midori, and I have a stamp of him that I plan on using. I can't quite locate it right now, but oh, here we go. That I plan on using and stamping the front somewhere as well. So there's a few things that we can work with in addition to this folder that I have curated purely for the purposes of setting up my new Avec. This is a folder that I got from the Hong Kong Muji, and it basically has these zip pockets, 4 big ones and then 4 smaller ones at the back. And I've been collecting some things in here for the past few months, and everything in here has been gifted to me by either by a pen pal or from a journaling friend. So it feels quite nice that everything that I'll be using here has been given to me by this community. And I'm just very excited, very excited to archive all of these things in my new book, if that makes sense. Of course, I use a lot of these kind of things in my daily pages, in my current Avec and so on, but a few of them I felt I loved so much that I want to take with me into my next Avec. Okay, so I think I'm gonna now pass on to possibly the voiceover Elle from the future, who's doing the editing. Thank you, Elle, and get to work with everything that's going on here. In the past, I found it a bit difficult to narrate you through everything while I'm doing it, so I'm going to now just take a moment and let the voiceover do its thing. And see you on the other side when I'm chatting through the finished product. Thank you, Elle, from 12 hours ago for making such a lovely intro to this video. It is now a little bit past 11 p.m. I've had quite a lovely day of studying, which I'm very, very happy about because it's my last day of studying for this entire academic year. It went very well and I'm feeling pretty confident for the last exam tomorrow. And I've had a really wonderful evening just watching myself put together my new book. And I'm just so excited to talk about it a bit more. You can see me talk through this process in a bit more detail when I was setting up my 2025 January to June video. But the main thing is that I kind of trim the paper that I'm going to put on top of my cover a little bit. And then I paste the glue right on top of my actual Hobonichi Cousin Avec. And then I paste the paper on top. And putting the glue on top of the cover instead of the paper just helps quite a lot with putting it down quite smoothly as well. It's not the neatest work, but because of that, I then use this very wide white washi tape that you can see here from no other than Muji, of course. And it just helps me to keep the edges nice and neat. It folds from the front to the back, or actually from the front to the inside of the cover. And I put it on 3 of the edges because, of course, the 4th edge is lined by the, I still don't know what that is, kind of the spine of the book, I guess. And just to make sure that the corners are neat, I put a bit of Scotch tape just kind of diagonally in the corner, and you'll see me doing it a bit better from this perspective. So I just trim off any of the excess, and then I put a little bit of the Scotch tape diagonally, folding over the corner so that the washi tape doesn't lift off, which it will if I don't put this tape on, especially with kind of the longer that the book is alive, the more the kind of glue of the washi, I guess, it gets weaker. And something that happened with my 2024 second half of the year book is that the edges have started to kind of fray, the edges of the book cover, I mean. But anyway, this is just nerdy stuff of decorating book covers. The back is a little bit more of a collage situation because I didn't have enough of this one piece of paper bag to cover it. So I decided to do a bit of a crafty vibe on that side. And to be honest, the crafty situation at the back of the cover or at the back of the book influenced my vibe for the rest of it as well. I was really kind of getting inspired as I was going this time. I think because I've been so busy with my exams, I haven't really thought about how I'm going to decorate this cover other than choosing the painting that I was going to use. And I chose that painting, I think in November of 2024. So I've been waiting a good 8 months, 7-8 months to finally decorate one of my notebook covers with the painting that you can see in the right corner of the video. All right, so now the front and the back are almost done. I've just lathered it with glue basically to make sure that everything stays together and really kind of tucked in those pieces of washi tape and secured them with the Scotch tape. I think I mentioned it already previously, but if you're interested in the technicalities of how I do this, and it's really not that complicated, but if you're interested, my December of 2024 video does explain it quite well, which I hope to have linked in the description of this video. I'm not sure where I went there, but it shall remain a mystery. Here I'm then just measuring what looks good to my eye, and I just wanted to tear off a little bit more of this fabricy, papery thing. And I decided to move it a little bit upwards from where I used to have it previously. And somehow I really wanted this texture to stretch over through the spine of the book and to the back as well. And I just feel like it gives a sense of unity between the front and the back of the cover, if that makes sense. And here I'm just trimming the sticker actually, because the white borders around the sticker were actually quite wide, and I wanted it to have a bit more of a dainty look, if that makes sense. So I just trimmed it a little bit, and then I was ready to paste it onto my cover. Something I didn't expect is that the glue from the sticker wouldn't really stick to this interesting texture that I chose for myself. So I've had to do a little bit of, how do they say it, improvisation, of having to put a bit of tape, the scotch tape, on top of the sticker, which you'll see me do in a little bit. But it's okay. My everything on my cover doesn't need to be completely secure, because I will then be using an A5 plastic cover on top of it that I just slip my books into. I like to not laminate my book covers, just because when I archive them, I like to feel all the textures that are on there. So that's why I don't laminate them. I just protect them through the 6 months that they are in use with a A5 plastic cover that I got ages ago from Muji once again. I've already established my love for Muji. I hope it doesn't come as a surprise anymore. But I actually haven't been to Muji in ages, and I am very excited to go. I have plans to go this upcoming Sunday. It's now Wednesday, tomorrow's my last exam, and then I have a bunch of fun things planned for myself. I'm very, very excited. All right, then I wanted to draw in these letters. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it later on. My plan was to first do it with pencil and then with pen afterwards. But I'm not going to lie, the look of the pencil, especially if you're looking up close, looks very nice and crafty. And like I mentioned earlier, I got quite inspired by how the kind of texture of the back cover turned out, to then keep this kind of DIY craftiness to my cover. That wasn't a proper English sentence, but I hope you get what I mean. All right, and finally, it is time to put some silver stars. Honestly, I just went with the vibes on this one, and I kept contemplating if I wanted to put some other stickers on my cover as well, but I am a little bit of a minimalist. I know that any real minimalist will laugh at me when I say that, but I do live quite often by the rule of less is more. So even though in a little bit you're going to see me waffing about with all of my different kind of stickers that I was thinking about maybe adding on, I decided to just go with less is more. And when you see me taking the book out of the frame, is because I'm holding it out at arm's length and kind of feeling it out, like how does this cover feel? If I'm not looking at the details, but how does it feel as a whole? And I decided to actually take a few of the silver stars away from the front cover and put them at the back, because once again, less is really sometimes more. And I want my notebook covers to not get boring for me for a whole 6 months. I don't want to add something to it that then makes me feel like it's too overwhelming or overstimulating to my eyes. So I always decide to go with less. Something that I just did there very quickly was just add the Ojisan stamp to the back of the cover. As the back of my notebook covers is always slotted into my fabric cover, you barely see it through the year, but I do really like looking at my books that are archived on my bookshelf quite a lot. So then I appreciate any of the decorative work that I have done for the back covers. This is a beautiful Moomin anniversary postcard that a pen pal sent to me from Hong Kong, which I
I honestly almost cried when I saw it because it was such a beautiful, precious postcard. I was thinking about putting it on the back cover, but I felt like I wanted to see it more often because I barely ever see the back cover, so I ended up putting the Moomin Papa postcard on the inside of my notebook. And here I'm finally just adding some finishing touches to the back cover, including a little angel square sticker that Megan from Petite Gloom gave to me. Okay, I think I can hear my voice going because I'm not sure if I mentioned it previously, but the last exams that I have are clinical skills exams, and a lot of it also includes taking histories from patients and um, diagnosing and treating them. But the practice for that includes a whole lot of talking. So I've basically been talking the whole day, starting from the morning when I filmed this video, and I then went to the library with some friends for a good 7 hours and just did non-stop talking. This was my final finishing touch, where I first added some see-through tape that had those kind of a grid on it, and it was the last bit of that tape. You can see it that there's like a few centimeters of it left. So it felt nice to add the last bit of that tape, which is one of my favorite tapes of all time. It's just a good classic beige grid, and I got it from Hong Kong, and I added the last bit of it on my cover. And then to the back, I just added an by airmail sticker that I got from a pen pal. And that was just the perfect finishing touch.
Okay, everyone. Thank you, Elle, for the voiceover. And this is the finished product of the next front cover of my upcoming Hobonichi Cousin Avec from July to December. So this will be my book of daily pages, weekly archives, as well as monthly favorites, acting as a on-to-go media log as well. So yeah, okay, something that's different. I have never made a cover so fast in my life. I was just in the flow for the past about 25 minutes. At first, I penciled on Hobonichi Techo in 2025, 7 to 12 for the months that I'm in this book, and wrote the common book. I thought that the pencil looked so beautiful and so kind of textured that I'm not going to kind of draw on the characters with a thicker black pen, which is what I have done in my previous one this year. So let's look at these now, side by side. This is what they look like. I am very happy with it. I didn't realize that I had actually, I've used a slightly different technique for this like division aspect of things, but I am really enjoying it. And there's the silver element on both of them. It says it in the same spot, kind of Hobonichi Techo, and I am just quite pleased with it, I think. I think what I wanted for the second half of the year is something that's a bit more cool toned. I feel like for the summer, so far it has been too hot for me. London is a struggle in the summertime, and we don't have AC anywhere, so yeah, you can imagine. So I wanted to kind of bring some cool vibes for that. But then also when autumn is to come and winter, I feel like the cool tones of the cover work with that as well. And what you might or might not be able to see is that this painting has little fangs on the side. You can imagine her to be a little cat girl or a vampire girl. I just like the spooky vibes of it. I feel like it's going to bring something good for that September, October time. And yeah, and I feel like the stars kind of just make me think a little bit of the starry nights during wintertime and the long evenings. And I'm very, very, very pleased with it. I will also be seeing the Yoshitomo Nara exhibition when I'm back from my summer travels in Finland. So I finish my exams tomorrow, which is amazing. And then already next week I'm going to Finland, and I'll be there until the end of July. And then I'll be going to the Yoshitomo Nara exhibition. I'll probably visit it a few times if I'm being honest. And I hope that this book will also capture that. It will be a very special time for me. They are showing it at the Hayward Gallery in London. On the other side, I have my stamp, not my stamp, but my favorite stamp by Midori. I thought that I would put this life book 2025 Avec thing here. This is what the two books come in. It's a little paper sleeve that the two Avecs come in, and this is on the cover of that, so I just cut it out. This is also from that, but I will be putting it on the division page between the weekly pages and the daily pages. That will be shown in the next video, I think, because I don't have time to do it today, unfortunately. So I put that there, put a few stickers that I got from Joe, continued the star sticker vibes. Megan gave me some of her square stickers, and I put this angel on here to kind of protect the vibes of the book, or like to protect my book. And then I just have a airmail sticker that I got from a friend in Hong Kong from a pen pal, so I just put that there and layered some tape on top of it. I love just layering tape wherever I can to give this quite homemade, cozy vibes to the book. It's definitely different than actually, to be honest, I didn't really know what to expect when I started creating this today. I feel like it was a very go with the flow type of thing. I have missed being creative during my exam season. My pages, my daily pages in my current Avec are looking very bland as well. But the exam season is almost over. Thank you again for everyone for supporting me on that journey. Okay, I hope you enjoyed watching me set up my cover, and I will be then showing how I set up the insides of this book in the next video. So we'll combine that setup with the official changing of the cover. There we take out the cover from this one and we blow a little candle to wish good luck upon this book. So that ceremony will be shown in the next video. I'm not sure if it's going to be in time for the start of July, but we will see and go with the flow of just life. Okay, I hope you've been well, and thank you for your patience in terms of what's been happening at the Common Corner, and I will see you next time. Bye bye, take care.